Sound check. Sound check again. Sound check again. And we're back and we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. I'm freezing up and I'm in slow motion. Don't ask me why that is. But I'm in slow motion and it's not good. If only you knew. If only you knew half the story. Well, anyway, I'm going to progress and see if we can push with this today. And maybe at some point, maybe it will speed up and we'll be okay. There's no antivirus on, so there should be no reason why I'm as slow as I am on this. None whatsoever. Sound is, I'm a bit slow. It is, isn't it? About people. This is the sort of nonsense I'm having to deal with on a constant basis, whether it be trying to start a hangout or share news. There's always some issue, but I'm hoping this will speed up. I'm hoping, I'm praying. If not, then you've got my face out of sync with my sound, but I'm still sounding, so you can hear what I've got to say anyway. So let me try something. Let me change the camera I've got at the moment and see if that will make a difference. Give me a second. Look like. Now, am I any slower? Is it any slower? Am I still having issues? Am I still slow or not? I can just turn this around this way. Let's see how that looks. Does that make a difference? Let's be honest. Still freezing. The audio's good, but I'm still freezing. So that's not good. We'll try and do this without the camera for now until I work out what the camera issues are. Okay, let me get into this for you. Please, 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 please. Stick with the other mic. I'm good. All right. The man, I'll stick with the other camera. Quick switch of cameras. Well, that worked out well, didn't it? There are cameras. I think we're getting somewhere here. Don't know. So, first of all, I do want to say something. Somebody asked a question in the room. Is it confirmed? I don't work for Matchroom. I think you know that by now. I don't work for Frank Warren Promotions. I don't work for any promotional outfit. Okay, so please don't ask me questions like, "Is that confirmed?" Okay, don't ask me those questions. When it's confirmed is when there's a press conference and people are sitting in a room. That's what a press conference is, to announce it. Questions about if something's confirmed. I'm just telling you what I may have heard to understand point what seems to make sense. Please forgive the camera and why it's so slow. I've got no idea why it's slow like this. But anyway, you can hear my voice. Work with it. Doesn't work for Sly. Okay, so I wanted to put the camera on tonight because we talk a lot about people being faceless characters and all the rest of it. Here I am. Lazy. The camera's gone again. See, it's now frozen. Now, look at this. Now I've got a complete blank out. You believe this? Yes. My whole screen's gone blank on me. Can you believe this? Oh dear. Whatever next. What next? Blank. Now we're back. So you know the nonsense I'm having to deal with at the moment. But it's all right. We're going to keep on going regardless. 30% of 20 million is good money. Nice clickbait. Now, there's the same idiot that came up the other day and talked to me. Didn't I block your ass the other day for talking crap on my channel? Clickbait. Yesterday, talking about the Tyson Fury interview reaction. And it's not my problem if you don't read the description in a video. It's not my problem. And I don't need to do clickbait for my channel. So the mere fact that you call it clickbait is because you didn't read the description. If I give you a description title, that's not my problem. It was a reaction video to Fury's interview. That's what it was. That's what it is. If I do a Tyson Fury interview, it will say Tyson Fury interview. It didn't say that. So it's not clickbait. This video here is Anthony Joshua versus Joseph Parker. My channel is not a clickbait channel. My response to you is get a life, invest it elsewhere. Constructive. That's my response to you. Now, let's get into things. Let's get a little serious. Thank you very much for those people who took the time to actually respond to my video yesterday. Got some inboxes outside of my YouTube channel. So I had about Tyson Fury. Recently, I've made a few comments of faceless people who make statements and are faceless and not accountable for what they say. And for a while, I've not been on a camera. And I've just wanted to see whether there was a difference between being on a camera and not being on a camera. People, facial expressions are everything. And you hear someone's voice, but it kind of detaches you from actually what the person's actually saying. You look them down the camera, it makes a difference. It engages people more. And when I started out, it was always about camera. It wasn't about audio. So we're back to where we were when it all started off in the beginning, years ago. So this video about Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker is that the first word on the street I got today was that Anthony Joshua, the fight's going to happen. Up to that story was that it's going to happen in March. Now, the latest story I've heard is on his way to the UK as we speak with the Matchroom promoter. So things are moving pretty quickly. I do know that Joseph Parker and Lucas Brown was up for consideration. I know that much. I know that much. How deep those negotiations went, I don't know. But I will tell you one thing that's slightly disappointing about all this. When Parker got his hands raised against Fury, is that potentially that fight was rigged. The contract had already been signed. This Joshua was next on the menu. When Parker got the decision that he got in the process, whether those theories were true, when their stories were even, there was further more truth into it, silly numbers being negotiated over Twitter, well, you know, was the fight in jeopardy or not? What's going to happen? In my opinion, I think the fight's going to happen next. Therefore, Joshua to fight this time, that people would say incredible. Attack him. He could fight Kubrat Pulev. Who wants to see that? Or he could fight Joseph Parker, make a lot of money, and pick up another title along the way. So, you know, I think that at the end of the day, that Parker, Joshua, for me, between Joseph Parker, Charles Martin, for one reason only. Please hear me out. Charles Martin seemed to me for the highest bidder. Let me sort this camera out here. Good. Oh, but that is better. Okay, Joseph Parker seemed to me Joseph Parker seems to be going down the same road. Yeah, remember Charlie Martin talking about how much money you would get fighting Joshua? He'd fight all comers, and he sold his belt to the highest bidder. Joseph Parker sounds the same way as well, because he could quite easily take a fight against Lucas Brown, which I think is not. I think is a pretty good fight. Is Parker already fighting Brown, who's a heavy-handed type of guy, and he stands a fair chance of fighting and beating Lucas Brown. The stakes are not as high against Lucas Brown as they are against Anthony Joshua. You go to the UK with your belt in hand. There's no guarantee you're going to get out of the UK with your belt a second time round for against Hughie Fury. In fact, it's a dead cert. If you don't knock Joshua out, that belt is staying in the UK. I said last time about Joseph Parker that the only belt he'll be taking back to New Zealand, trouser belt. This time it'll be a guarantee on his way back to New Zealand. Really, of Joseph Parker fighting Anthony Joshua, apart from money, and that's it. I mean, yes, it's a money fight. That's what they're fighting for. They're prize fighters. I get that. But I think historically, from a historical perspective, you know, a New Zealander and an Australian fighting for their heavyweight championship of the world, what a great opportunity for two guys, one from New Zealand, one from Australia, for Oceania, and you know, those places outside the UK and the US, to really build a market. Do you know, it would be great to see a world heavyweight title fight outside of America, outside of the UK, in someone like Australia or someone like New Zealand. We saw a bit of that with Joseph Parker when he defended his title against, or he was fighting for the vacant title against Andy Ruiz, and we knew about, you know, the possibility that Joseph Parker fighting at home, the scoring would be a bit, we weren't so sure, and if Parker went to points, Parker would win. But I would like to see. It was great when we saw Manny Pacquiao fight Joseph, you know, again, and that's the only problem with that. But hey, the UK has dodgy scoring. The US has had dodgy scoring. So hey, New Zealand and Australia to get in the act. No, in all seriousness, I would love to see Parker and Brown really have a good, almost like a domestic dust up. I'd like to see that dealt with. Those two and fight Anthony Joshua. Now that would have been better. That'd be nice. I'm only talking from a historical perspective. I'm not talking about any fight. Both guys are the battle of the unbeatens, best over that side of the world. You know, that would be great. And Brown, a former world champion, but never lost the title in the ring. Joseph Parker, current WBO champion. I think it's a great fight, personally. Both guys have come to fight around the ring. Both guys are going to come head on. It just seems to me, I just kind of feel this feeling inside that Parker's just going to go to the UK over. Just this sort of the belt, the value of the belt is being bought rather than fighting with the pride and I'll fight you regardless of the money. I'll fight you because I'm going to whoop you, because I'm going to beat you. Joseph Parker, I get this. Let's get make as much money as possible because we're not really that good. I'm getting, and I don't like it. So the rumor is that his way to the UK, and well, we'll see how that works out. In the room, camera speeding up now. Great. AJ has vulnerabilities, and Parker wants to step up and test him. Well, we'll see. Parker looked terrible against Fury because he never stopped moving. Joshua fights straight up and down, no special effects. I totally agree with that. Graham, I couldn't say also, but real, you know, Takam had nothing to lose in a sense, and see, I hope I'm really wrong about Joseph Parker. I really am, but the belt and the negotiation seems more. I hear more about belt and negotiation and knockout. The other way around. I'd like to hear Joseph Parker say, "Listen, forget all this negotiation business. I got business with you. You're a unified champion. I want to become undisputed champion." I want to hear that kind of talk. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear out a fighter's mouth negotiating. I don't want to hear about what we're doing around the negotiating. I don't want to hear about that. Leave that crap for the promoters and the management team. You're a fighter, so I want to hear fighting talk from you. I want to hear that you baddest man on the planet. I want to hear that you want to become the best fighter that ever came out of New Zealand, or you know, you want to dominate the heavyweight division. I want to hear that kind of talk. You're going to go out there and destroy Anthony Joshua. I want to hear that kind of talk. I keep hearing the price is right. If the price is right, we'll do this. If the price is right, we'll do that. If the price is right, I'll knock Anthony Joshua out. I'll walk this earth like a gold. That I have a problem with it because it just devalues the name, the word champion, and then even in any sense, Tyson Fury is the champion. I know people don't like to hear that, but he is the champion. He's the WBO champion. He's the IBF champion. He's the Super WBA champion. You know, champion for all those belts. So you know, these guys are by, as I call, default. So yeah, that's another good point. You've got the tubes. Parker could have faced a couple of Chinese or Japanese fighters. Made big money in Asia. Of course he could have done. No doubt about it. Parker could have made a few defenses of the title. And I have to be honest about a few other things as well. And this is just real talk for me. AJ Parker would be better if Parker comes out and knocks Brown out. That is a big fight in New Zealand, Australia rivalry, and it enhances value market. I agree there. Ronnie Emerson says, "Man, you look like Stavern lost, brother. No wonder you took." Oh, yes, you're very funny, Ronnie. There's always one idiot online. AJ may be overlooking Parker. AJ may be believing his own hype. AJ may be aggressive with his new persona and not go with the game plan a la White Fight? Well, I was asking the question not too long ago why AJ constantly keeps going to Dubai. Well, somebody told me he's joined the millionaires row or millionaires or whatever. But the switch of personality of AJ from being normal AJ to be humble AJ to something like good Superman and bad Superman, you know, it's almost like, well, it's no need to be more, but it don't make no sense because he's probably getting more sponsorship more now than ever. So what does his sponsors think of him using the F word? And I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. There's certainly been a dramatic personality switch. I'll say that much. There seems to be a personality switch. Maybe we're seeing who Anthony Joshua really is now. Maybe that's who he always was. He's made enough money to be that way now. Maybe he feels, well, he has some belief now he's untouchable. And some of the stuff Anthony Joshua has been saying recently, bizarre. It was really. Oh yeah, I call him Hercules on the channel, but it sounded as if longer sounded like what I expect Parker to say about Joshua. The stuff Joshua's been saying about, oh, Tyson's a knock job and I'd not punch, and it sounded almost like a fan had written his script. It sounded as if somebody had said, look, this and say this and say this, and look like you mean it, and give the fans what they want. It was almost like, I tell you how to best describe it. Sorry if you haven't seen the Justice League yet. I think maybe you should switch off now, but I'm going to give you an example of something. In the first movie, Batman vs Superman, Batman basically looks like he's on even keel with Superman. He looks like he's on even keel with a god. And then people wrote in and thought, this can't be right. How can Batman be even getting close to Superman? This guy's a god. So then in the Justice League movie, a Superman go rogue, and Batman looks like the human that he is and very vulnerable. I'll leave it as that. The people at Warner Brothers had written in, had taken so much flack for one way of Superman. What they went and did now, another version of Superman, and went completely opposite the other way. So how this comes back to AJ and what he's been saying recently is like, people like, stay humble, AJ. We've fed up on this stay humble, AJ. Let's change the programming now. Let's turn it to Rogue AJ. Yeah, let's go Rogue. Let's go Rogue on Twitter. Go Rogue over Instagram, and let's go Rogue when we do interviews. And throw one punch, and we're gonna knock Wild out with one punch, and we're gonna it's gonna be a war against me and Fury, and all this sort of heroic sort of talk. Now let's be hero. Now I'm gonna knock you out with one punch, one big right hand. The sort of stuff that casuals will really soak up, but has a little bit more sense. Goes, really? Is that really gonna happen? You may catch Wild with a big punch. He could knock you out the same way you're saying you can knock him out. But if you'd listen to Joshua, you'd think it was he's just going to walk out there, throw a punch, and the fight will be over. Well, that could happen. But the likelihood of it at that level of boxing, I don't know. I don't know. It just seems to me a bit. Um, yeah, yeah. So you saw the so you people saw the interview in Dubai, and I'm like, what? What's this? I mean, it's I'll throw one punch and I'll knock out. It was almost like Tales of Hercules. It was just I couldn't listen to the interview and listen to it without thinking this has got to be some script from somewhere. Oh, like, has he been watching the Avengers or something, or does he believe he's the Incredible Hulk now? I was listening to it and I thought to myself, that's how fighters should talk, but we've had a foundation of AJ and how he talks. Okay, his last bout attack him, very diplomatic, and now we suddenly got this rogue AJ. I mean, if he'd been talking like that from day one, I'd understood it. This whole recent, and I will say this much: the Eddie Chambers Instagram, or that Eddie Chambers, I was more confident that it was real. I knew that Fury. That's why I was more convinced it was real, and that only a few people know that Fury had words with Joshua. I caught onto it. That was much later. The fact of the matter is that had Eddie Chambers not revealed that, but I still ask the question: why did he do it? What was the purpose? And I understand it. That screw in his back needs winding up a bit more. Maybe so. Mikey says AJ has been deluded recently. He echoed the hit and don't get hit sentiments in regards to Mayweather, then dragged down Fury's performance versus Vlad, which was exactly that. Well, there you go. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what people are saying. Whatever happened at 7 foot Chinese heavyweight? Dong. Never heard anything about him anymore. Isn't he being trained by Harold the Shadow Knight? I think he was. He's not living in his mum's house no more. I saw the house. I saw the house that AJ reportedly has got. Now, that's a beautiful house he's got, but I thought he just lived in Watford in his mum's house. I don't get it. Joshua's character leads me to believe he's made his money under the stay humble gimmick, and his inner personality is starting to unravel. It's been a long time coming. Casuals say AJ wins because Parker is from a cold part of the world and he's jet lagged, but he better not be. Uh, this is just how Aaron has over Joshua now. He's slipping away. Joshua realized the fans see through his script and now changing social media. Maybe so. Maybe so. But this goes back to what I said after the Takam fight, that look for Joshua start making moves to have his own promotional outfit. I said this, and people laughed at me. The writing seems to be on the wall for me, and I believe Dong went to WWE tryout. Actually, Dong versus Braun Strowman, winner faces Daniel Shaw. Fights great. Check out the Fight channel. Check it out. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate you didn't come on my channel and promote your shit like that. It'd be nice if you even had the decency to say good evening or good afternoon or how you doing, mate. And just promoting your shit, I don't appreciate it. So, I'll be more than happy to promote your crap, but you come on my channel and not even say good evening. Later. Why do people decide to come on my channel and do that crap, man? I don't get it. Never understand it. So yeah, so that that wasn't really what I wanted to talk about. But while we're at it, I just thought I'd do the Joshua Parker thing. He got used to train Dong a few years. Oh, you make me laugh, Graham. Making me laugh. Oh, how ironic that once Fury and Joshua becoming themselves, the public seemed to be swayed towards Fury of the media trained gimmick. AJ is entering the most crucial phase of his career. He's juggling too many plates and getting carried away. Why focus on the fights and make AJ later? Besides, AJ is the bad man versus Fury, and Fury feel good story. Yeah, interesting. Love Fury, of course they do. Josh's new promotion will give him a bigger slice of the pie versus Fury. They, I will talk more about this Fury Joshua thing later down the line. But the one thing I'm glad that Fury has put down, he's not going to be, check this out, inverted commas, sacrificial lamb. That's not going to happen. Dana White and AJ thoughts. Forget that for a second. Conor McGregor, I heard, was he got himself into some sort of scuffle with some sort of the leader of a cartel or something like that. Never fighting again. Well, when you make your own money, he's another one who's been going off the rails recently. Um, I'd like to know who's handling Anthony Joshua at the moment. I'd like to know who the people around him are at the moment. I've heard stories that when he trains, that it's almost impossible to get anywhere near him. Closed off. I don't know how true that all is, though. AJ needs to be humbled in the ring. Well, remember what Tyson Fury said recently. Joshua's on his way out. He says he's got in for a fall real soon. That man speaks. Listen to when that man speaks, because that guy, he has said so many things in terms of boxing predictions. I mean, not boxing predictions, but forecasted things that have happened. Fury knows it. Fury knows what's up. McGregor slapped the old man of a friend of a cartel guy. Yeah, I heard that. Handling AJ, his ego's too big. He's branched off, and I like AJ. I don't know. We'll have to talk about that. What I do want to talk about tonight is something that's been eating me up on the inside, really eating me up. It's called. This is difficult to talk about. I'm going to say here will probably make a lot of people think. And I'm conflicted inside when I talk about it. We'll talk about the market today. In 2018 or 2017-18, we are no longer in the era where pay-per-view matters. Okay? We are no longer in an era where the fans matter. The real boxing experts, the people that really know their stuff, they don't matter anymore. They may have mattered in the 80s, 90s, and they may have mattered in the early 2000s. They don't matter anymore. There's a new wave of thinking. And here's how I think it goes. The pay-per-view market will become completely saturated to the point where pay-per-view, an absolute joke. Gone will be the days where you pay-per-view for a fight and you can say, I'm really going to enjoy this. Even small hall shows becoming pay-per-view events. I'm serious. Be like toilet paper, quite literally. You wipe your ass, you flush the toilet. That's what pay-per-view's value is going to be like. Somebody just chipped in and said, Tennessee will be charging 50p for sparring session soon. That's not even funny. That's not even funny, because I would not be surprised to see pay-per-view sparring sessions. And you think I'm joking? If you think about the amount of sparring sessions, people getting dropped and people getting stopped in sparring, and we have so much value in sparring sessions and rumors, right? Would you want to see Joshua and Price sparring? Wouldn't you like to see Lawrence Okoli and Joshua sparring? Wouldn't you want to have seen Daniel Dubois sparring with Anthony Joshua? Wouldn't you like to see Spence versus? I mean, these are things that what goes behind or Eubank sparring with Groves, sparring with Froch. What used to be behind closed doors is becoming more open, and I suspect before long we'll be having sparring sessions recorded for money. This is the where we're going to, and this is not the point I'm going to come to. Is this: we are now in an era where you, the fans, don't matter. You, the boxing fans, don't matter. This is the casual market, which means that in any case of what you think makes a good fight, it's a case of what makes good numbers. In any case of what makes a good fight. If Canelo can fight some stiff instead of fighting Golovkin for the second time in May, it'll happen because the casual market will buy into it. Market will buy into it. And these promoters are going to rinse it to the absolute maximum. And then some of these promoters, as much money as they can, and they're going to disappear, and you ain't going to hear of them again. I'm telling you. Some of these big time promoters that you love kissing their asses, they're going to take as much money as they can. Next 2018, I expect them to take absolute liberties. Yes, butter and crackers. I got listen, Mr. Crackers. I'm going to say that. Seems to me like it's been a long time, many years, that boxing politics has played. And the love of money is the root and all manner of evil. Seems I've read that before. It's true. See what it says down here. We are overpowering them. The minority of us protest and stick together against these idiots, but the casuals have us outnumbered, and our promoters' golden ticket in today's era. That's it. This is my point. This era is about the casuals market. Forget it. I have an opinion no more. The casual market. And when I mean the casual market, I mean the guy that will 9 to 9 for 5 days a week, possibly, and never go to a boxing match. You know what? Jack Joshua's fighting this weekend. Is it? I got some tickets, mate. I got some tickets. You want to come along, mate? Yeah, I'll come along. I'll come. It'll be a good crack. Get a couple of drinks in as well. Who else is boxing? I don't know, but the big lads fighting, innit? So it's the place to be in it. It's the place to be seen in it. Crowd. Those are the sort of people, and that's the sort of crowd that is going to be going to these events. And so when's that Joshua going to fight Mayweather? That is the sort of intelligence or sort of eyes have got that are going to watch these boxing matches now. Another thing that seems to be happening is, this hooliganism seems to be creeping its way into boxing events. And it's concerning because that's another way of going to a promoter's event and ruining a promoter's event. Yeah, don't say I didn't tell you. Good evening, Mr. Potter. Personalities are selling pay-per-view fights like reality TV. I know. Yeah, I know. I know the politics of all that. Joshua could smack up Fury, Ali, Lewis, Tyson all in the same night, lads. Yeah, you know it. You know it. You know what I'm talking about. Let's remember the media are pushing this too. They are getting their way to report what the promoter wants and doesn't want. They have salvaged their minds and pockets of the casuals. It is clear, of course. So then that's why I get obviously angered, or not even angered. I get disappointed. People who should know better in the sport of boxing. Oh, I can't see that fight happening, or that fight's not going to happen. I'm like, your brain is still stuck in the 80s or the 90s, but you've paid to watch Gavin versus Brooke. Remember that pay-per-view event? If that's possible, anything's possible. Yeah, you see, remember the commercial, anything's possible with the Woolwich? Well, just take the Woolwich out of the way and add something else there. And these people have got no decorum whatsoever. I've understood how so many regular people can afford to see big fight. How much were those tickets for Joshua Klitschko, for instance? It does tell you something, doesn't it? Hearn will finish and move to something when the Joshua's gone and dusted. Vaughan will take over the UK pay-per-view afterwards. Pay-per-view's gone. Yep. Jess, this is how fickle casuals are. Margarita could be a pay-per-view fight as long as Dan Raphael says he's 6-1 up against Jones. Well, this is it. This is the thing. Mayweather Pacquiao was an event attended by the very wealthy people, period. So many parts of society eventually become the property of the rich. That is what it is. That's what it is. It's not about the demographics aren't about the demographics about not about um who. Let me get this. The demographics are not about who can pay, but it's about who can pay. They're not. It's not about um who's watching. Yep, that's what it's about. The key is casuals believe what they want to hear. They can't think for themselves. So when they hear promoters and media pushing certain fighters, they get drawn in. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. I'll be back. Give me a second. I'll be back, people. I'll be back. Give me a second. Confusion. Live shows. Right, and we're back. I think we are. So where was I? Yes, I was talking about could pay-per-view die because of internet streaming? It's quite possible. It's very possible it can happen. But about the streaming, the same people that are putting these poor pay-per-view events about. Now you look at something. You look at something. Rigondeaux versus Lomachenko. You check something here for a second. Just check something. In some people's eyes, is one of the greatest, according to Max Kellerman, but I think he's just talking company crap. He said that Lomachenko is the greatest pound for pound fighter at the moment. What do you call him? I called him a master. Well, if that's the case, and Lomachenko's a master, why is the fight against him against Rigondeaux not being promoted? Does anybody have an answer to that one? Because I certainly don't have an answer to that. Why is this fight not being promoted? You've got two of the world's best fighters matchup. The promotion for it stinks. What fights do I know that have happened in recent times that have had lots of promotion and yet are as skilled as these two guys fighting? Skill-wise, Takam versus Joshua level. With all due respect, the World Super Series, not many of the guys in the World Super Series can compare, you know, pound for pound for skill level. And what's his name? Rigondeaux. Little to no promotion. It's a total joke. You're right. Yeah, I saw that thing about Pink Tyson, £1.49 fight. Aaron won't spend any more money because tickets already sold out. No way is Joshua Tucker on the same technical level as Lomachenko. That's exactly my point about it. Joshua Tucker. McGregor Mayweather was pay-per-view. That fight was 90% casuals. So if you think it's a real fans, you're out of your mind. I totally agree with you there, Mikey. Precisely. This is precisely my point. Probably a draw if it's close. We'll see how good we'll see how good Lomachenko is. We really will. Absolute disaster for Lomachenko. Should Rigondeaux come up and beat the brakes off him? That would be the absolute disgrace. I mean, you know, think about it. A guy who's bigger than you. You're technically meant to be the stronger man, the quicker man, the more skilled. So people are saying. Hennessy has Hugh Fury, but it seems Tyson Fury wants to be a free agent as now as well, so he can't even put them on YouTube. I can imagine Fury going, "You're not putting me on that crap, are you?" I imagine him saying that, Mick. You're not putting me on that crap, are you? I didn't sell anything. I'm not. Lomachenko by robbery, I think. I hope Rigo wills, but Lomachenko is very skilled. I'm sure he's very skilled against who though. Very skilled against who? We're going to find out how skilled he is when he fights another guy who's just as skilled or even more skilled. We're going to find out. Enough. They are true cowboys, but there are more who walk about in boots and cowboy hats. Loma loses, it will be one of Aaron's biggest miscalculations. The risk reward here is lopsided. Rigo is dangerous. He is very dangerous. Okay, right. Okay, so what I want to do in this video is, first of all, on this channel for a good while, and I want to know, once we get this camera sorted and it being slow, fixed and everything, in video, or do you prefer the audios? Now, I was told by one of our regular listeners and super supporters, Wards, she said to me that I like it when you do interviews but my face isn't on the camera and it's audio. And I understand that, because I think the interview is about the individual, about the person you're talking to. interview is to find out what's going on in that person's life, in their lives, and to tell us their thoughts and their views and their beliefs, situation, status, update us, get us to know more about their character, how they would react. And from an interview, for me, I kind of use that to gauge what potentially could happen in the future, where they potentially their thinking may go, or how they may operate. That's what the purpose of interviews are for. Video is much better, says Mikey. Ingram, have you made your official prediction for Lomachenko Rigondeaux? No, I haven't. Which one I'm going to do, I'll spend some time and look at the videos of both of the guys. I'm just going to go Rigondeaux, not because he's black. Because people say, oh, you're going Rigondeaux because he's black. No, because I think that Rigondeaux at the moment, I like the underdog. I like the underdog. And Rigondeaux for me is more proven than Lomachenko. Push. But I think Rigondeaux has actually fought the better fighters. I mean, I remember when he fought Donaire. So, you racist? Yeah. Well, no, I don't know about racist. I don't know about racist. When Seville was on camera, you had idiots calling him fat. Yeah, I know. Is Ingram gonna get Gareth H. Davis on the channel? Sugar Hut Essex. I've already had Gareth H. Davis on the channel. I've interviewed him before. I don't mind seeing you myself, but I also like your thoughts the other way. So whatever most people want, yeah. Rigger moved up too much for me. Well, listen, I want to take you back to two great fights. The first fight, Sugar Shane Mosley moved up 2 weight divisions. Is behind. Oscar was meant to be bigger, stronger, faster, and you guys asked really he's behind whooped. And I was one of those Oscar De La Hoya fans that thought Oscar could do no wrong. Oscar got you talk about fanboyism. You want to talk about fanboy? I was a real fanboy. I mean, I ordered the Oscar De La Hoya DVDs. I have to show you them one day. Thick load of them, every Oscar De La Hoya fight. And I was like, no way. Mosley's going to come up with 2 weight divisions. Mosley's going to get himself knocked out. Wait until Oscar connects. Mosley walked straight through him. Mosley put an ass whooping on Oscar De La Hoya. And then I realized that bigger don't make you better. I think Rigo will pick him off all night. Could be wrong though. Video is more presentable. Yeah, of course it is. Of course we were going to work on that for future to do some better things. So I really don't I ain't say nothing about a bigger and smaller guy no more. After that fight, anything's possible. Anything is possible. Anything's possible. Let's talk a little bit about stuff that you'd like to see in 2018. What would you like to see in 2018? Yep, I know what you're going to tell me. You're going to see more video interviews. Fine. So what else would you like to see in 2018 as I continue to mastermind my way? Team got some very good surprises along the way. BWTM, my respect for you went. My respect for you went up when I learned that you'd been a boxer yourself. You stood through ropes. I haven't. Credit. Yeah, it is. It ain't easy. It's not easy at all. It's very hard. And too long ago, I had a reminder of how brutally painful this sport is. And you can't play. You can play any other sport, you can't play boxing. I stepped in the ring for what? And those were the 2 longest minutes of my life. In my mind, I thought I could still do it. But my body very quickly reminded me that you're not 20 or 19 or 18 anymore. And real quickly, I came to understand I had no business being in a ring. I never, it only now I really appreciate the days, the weeks, the months of training to harness and get your body into shape, the constant sparring, the night after night, just trying to get the jab to work over and over and over again. One night your jab's working, next night your jab's not working. Then you get in the gym, you're sparring, you're throwing a jab at someone, and on one night it's pumping beautifully, and you're hitting that guy with a jab, bang, 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 and you're pushing his head back, and it's looking great. Try and do the same thing. The guy's slipping your jab, he's coming inside, throwing left hooks, he's coming inside, he's working your body, and you're like, do I really want to be here? Why the hell am I in here? You're shouting abuse from outside the ring. You know, you've got people, sparring sessions you're having where people are looking forward to seeing you spar against some other guy that's coming down from another gym. You really don't want to be there, but you have to be there to represent your club and represent your trainer. And it's get up early in the morning. You know, you could be in your bed nice and comfortable. You have to get up early in the morning and go for them blasted long runs. It ain't easy. I don't. Yeah, drill after drill. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It's not easy. And I tell you, what I wish I could do is get some of these casual. You know what I would love to do? Get some of these casuals who think they know about boxing, who've never laced a glove on in their life. Some of these so-called journalists, get them in the ring. Get them to do like 3, 4, 6 months. Get Alfie Davis. I'd love to get him. I'd love to get him and get him in. I mean, he looks like he can handle himself a bit. Get him in the ring and see what he could do. And you know, you get a different sort of respect. And you've seen stars, as Eubank says, when you get in the gym, you see a bright light, bang, but then you keep going forward. You understand when a man's talking about that kind of stuff. You understand because you've breathed it, you smelt it, you know what it's about. The air goes from within you, and you're clinging for dear life. People who've never boxed can't describe that. You can't write that stuff down in a book. As much as how entertaining it is, that feeling of getting hit and getting hurt, shaking from underneath, and you grabbing on to hold on, those sort of experiences, you can't just write about them if you've never had them. So it's very different, very, very different. It gives you a insight, a great insight. Same. The size myth, the size difference in boxing has become a bit of a myth. Of course, it's a myth. You know, I love these people. These people talk about big heavyweights and small heavyweights. Oh, hey, Mike Tyson was a great heavyweight. Mike Tyson was 5'11" or 5'10", half stone. But then someone like, let me think, you know, people say Dillian White's a small heavyweight. He was 6'4", and what, 17 stone? Okay, 6'4". You've got guys who are 6'2", 6'1", 5'11", 5'10", and these guys now they're super heavyweights who are 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". Listen, all the same way. So I don't know. I really don't. I don't. If you're good enough, that's what matters. You can be big and be a whole pile of crap. Lomo fought Cubans in amateurs and dismantled them. Go to gyms. He already goes to gyms. Let's see. I remember the first time I got hit. My God, I thought I got struck by lightning. Why do you give me proper jokes? Drill after drill. I totally agree, Tony. Didn't realise I hit that hard, Mikey. Matt Perry. It's possible, but do a live interview where you talk to a fighter face to face, as well as taking your questions would be good. I did that. I've done that. I did that. Actually, if you haven't seen it, watch our Sheffield special. We did Sheffield Boxing Unit. We had about 5 or 6 boxers in there. Me and Tommy Frank. That was quite good. I like that. The subtleties in the ring are never seen by casuals. It's not easy, says Tom Smith. On 20,000 if they find any footage of me being dropped. True, get them out of the comfort zone. I truly admire all you did During your boxing years, road work, sparring, absorbing pain, and persevering. Well, Barry Jones can tell you what it was like. We both had the same trainer. Quick to criticize fighters. I'd love to see him on super size versus super skinny, where he has to go 12 weeks as a pro boxer. Somebody should make it happen. When they say that, England, remind them how tall Mike Tyson was. Yeah, I know. A weekly pod would be good. That's going to happen. I see that I would be doing it every week, but that's going to happen. England, why did you decide to quit boxing? I didn't quit boxing. I didn't decide to quit boxing. Syndrome. I was boxing with chronic fatigue syndrome for many years. Steve Robinson's ex-gym trainer, who was Ronnie Rush, he was my trainer. I was also the trainer of then Barry Jones, Asalina de Freitas. So it was around that time Barry Jones and I got together. He was preparing for a world title fight, and I was actually gonna go pro. I was gonna have my pro debut at the Millennium Stadium. That was the plan with Ronnie Rush at the time. Ronnie, when I arrived, I mean, it took quite a bad time. When I arrived, my trainer's wife passed away, I think, the night that I arrived. And then, he had a discrepancy between him and Steve Robinson over money, and it was just a horrible time. It was just really bad timing. And one day I'll open up about it all, and I think I have to go and see my ex-trainer, put it out there, and understand what it was about. I think it'd be good. But go back to Wales and talk about it. He was a tremendous trainer out in Miami. When I went to Roy Jones's gym, which is Warriors Boxing Gym, all experiences. And chronic fatigue syndrome, basically, where the doctors told me that I'd only live if I took certain tablets. More life, according to them. But clearly, I'm living a normal life, what as normal can be now. So the illness, when you're seeing miserable Gip, and when you're seeing three of him, when you're seeing three of you, three guys, you're getting not double vision, triple vision. And I went home that evening, I got the triple vision, and I passed out. I never went back to boxing gym. I think I went back and trained again, tried to train after that, tried to give my body rest to try and come back. And I thought maybe I'd got a virus or something, and I tried to come back again, training down in a gym in actually in King's Cross. At the time, Adam Booth was training Adrian Dodson. Yeah. And I was going to train with them. And then I went to Islington Boxing Club. Nice gym. But I got hit around the back of the head, literally. I get the double vision, came back again. I said, no more for me. None of this. And then out of the blue, an opportunity came to work, doing some media work. I started doing media work, and it wasn't enough for me. So I got an opportunity to work and be part of the Frank Bruno Boxing Academy, which is up and running now today in London. And it was a great experience. And some great people, Wayne Llewellyn, Julius Francis, worked with those guys at the gym and giving young people a great opportunity to get involved in boxing. So that was great. Chris Mason looks like he'd be good for Streckner on the cobblers. He probably would be. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know about that bit, mate. You may disagree, but I think you'd make a good coach. I did do some boxing coaching, and I think there's some videos online of me doing some coaching, boxing coaching. It's something that it's something that I have an itch for, but I dare not scratch it. 2018, after big fight, what showing a key clip for a fight and show exactly what happened? Yeah, that'd be interesting. Greed, 5%. Sign the Parker contract. Yeah, you've done well, man. Thank you. I thought about becoming a journeyman. Seriously, I saw it as easy money as long as I got taught the art of pacing and defensive boxing. Hey, Not easy, son. 4 rounders, go to points, no knockouts, no damage. That's great if you can pull it off. You're gonna need to have a good chin, good dedication, be prepared to have a losing record. And come on, man, Mikey, losing record, like four wins and like 48 losses. Really? Nah, mate, you're gonna want to win. I mean, I think you got to be 100% dedicated. I don't know if going in there with a journeyman mentality. I think went in there and you boxed a few times and you felt that you weren't at a certain level, then maybe I'll understand you taking that route. But to go into boxing to be a journeyman, oh, come on, man, it's like I'm actually going to go in as a cleaner of a boxing gym. But setting your standard is kind of low, Mikey. So go in there, give your best shot, and then if it don't work out, then maybe you could go down that route of you might want to be a journeyman that way. You know, I don't know about easy money though. I don't know if that's easy money. It's not easy. You remember Agent Dawson used to buy it? Yeah, I remember that. It's the easy money, not easy being a journeyman at all. No. Gargonja, the famous journeyman with 100 losses, got a win recently. Punch bag journeyman can get you easily knocked out, and that way it's even worse. Ambition as a away fighter gets you nowhere. Yeah, but hold on. That's down to matchmaking now, isn't it? That's down to matchmaking. I mean, fight a guy that's got 10 fights and 10 KOs, and you want to be a journeyman with him. Well, you know, you kind of know where you're going there. You know where it's going to end up, what the script should be. So, you know, you got a guy who's had a couple of wins and a couple of losses. Could be a gatekeeper then. You know, who knows? So, yeah, okay. So going back to things, I'll do my little fact finding here. I've been talking to the people behind BWTM Sports, and BWTM talked to them and said, look, we've done some really, I mean, if you talk about where we were this time last year, just think about where we were this time last year and what's been done this year and what still is to come. I think it's been a damn good year. I wish you could land an interview with Fury Wada, but I'm sure you would like that too. Yeah, a Fury interview would be nice. Wilder, yeah, I guess so. Thing is, I'm terrible. If I came to win, I'd get badly exposed badly. I have to be honest. Who didn't know? Yeah, I've been in Fury since 2000 and yeah. So you need to go and check out. But that's on the yeah. If you go on the channel here and go to look for the Furious Collection, you'll see all my interviews with Furies. That's some very good times. Good times. Yeah, This sounds funny. Sounds, but I mean, no rush to stick a camera up in Tyson's face and interview him. And it's not because I don't like Tyson or anything. And I don't think it'd be the interview that people would want to hear. I think depression is a mother. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm in a rush to stick a camera up his face. Oh, I've got an interview with Tyson. I just don't. I don't feel. I don't think I'm made that way anymore. I don't think I'm made that way anymore. You know. Yeah, I'd love to talk to him, but you want to know, man, how you doing? Knowing that he's been blackballed and sidelined, and if I could stick the camera in the face and it'd be just another interview. I don't think I could stick the camera in the face and say, "Oh, I got Tyson," because the fans. I'm not at this stage. You know what I mean? I couldn't do that. I think it's there's some questions I'd want to ask him, and it's all timing. You know, some people just do, but I can't do that. Not anymore. So it's Ingram is the only journalist who had the balls to tell Fury what he thought, and that was an absolute astute observation, not sucking up to him. Yeah, no, what for? By sucking up to somebody, I don't get what I need to get out of them, which is what I meant to do, and things. And Fury will give you one story one day, one story another day. And if you don't believe me, go back and listen to the very first interview I did with him. Do you want to hear a load of bullshit, or do you want to hear the truth? So at that point there, I realized, hey, this guy can give me two different stories. The truth. So, of contempt, because people like Fury, very intelligent people, very intelligent. They know when a camera's been stuck in their face for views, been stuck in their face. There's a difference. Yeah, Fury, John Fury, beautiful guy, a beautiful man, absolutely beautiful man. When Huey fought the War Machine, and we'll talk boxing. He knows his boxing well. You can see where Tyson's got it from. When you've got like guys like John, I mean, there's no excuses really for you not to know your boxing. Do you remember Tony Martin? He has a hearing to get his license. Tony Martin? Tell me about him. AJ Wilder, that's the fight we want to see. Who's the winner for you? Depends where they both are. Happens. I get the feeling that one of them will get beat beforehand. Too greedy. I think the fight should be happening now, but marinate it and make more money before somebody gets beat. People hear Big John's the man who was getting in prison. This is why BWTM is important for getting to know the real side of someone. Interview versus before versus Lemieux. Well, you're not going to get that. Coogan bought himself 2 new Montclair jackets on the back. Oh, Tyson Fury. Oh, you make me laugh. It's funny. He's aggressive on video, but I get the feeling he'd be the most loyal, straight up guy. I admire that. Yeah, of course he is. Well, I think he's aggressive. Remember, this is aggressive. People are deemed aggressive, but look, different. If your son was being treated like a piece of shit, you would respond the same way, and if you didn't respond that way, I think you're pretty inhuman. John Fury is like any decent father would do with his son, is defend his son. Like, yes, common sense to me. If he could put a fist through them, he probably would put a fist through them. But it tells you something that he can't put a fist through them. That what they're dealing with is higher ups, you know, and they know it. Champion it wherever it's garbage. I have a test for Ingham. It will last about 2 hours. Okay. Oh, just to let people know something. I'm Keith One Time Thurman. channel. You'll never guess who was in touch today. Yep, I'm going to try and get an interview with Peter Quillen. That's another one thing I'd like to get as well. I'd like to get Peter Quillen on the channel. We'll work on that as well. I've got to get up to date. I've got to get Abel Sanchez back on the channel. I've got to get James Alibashir back on the channel. I've got an Eastern European show tomorrow. It's a lot. It's a lot for one person to keep doing. Do a live show watching Ryan Burnett, Charlie Edwards, and Porter. Oh God, I can't do it. I didn't watch Ryan Burnett. I mean, he's unified the titles, and I can't watch him. Sorry, they're probably really good fighters, but I can't watch them. Sorry. World champion. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to argue with you. I don't know. Anybody got any news about Sunderland and any news on for Hughie Fury? I don't know. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna rest at the end of the year. I think he'll be back next year for sure. I'd like to know who he's going to come back and fight. That's what I'd like to know. I'd like to see a double bill of Hughie Fury and Tyson Fury fighting on the same night. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Go, Dave Allen. You sent me a link. Uh-oh. This sounds ominous. Oh, yeah. You sent me the link about the thing fight. So I was talking about things we could do for the channel in 2018. I'd like to see in 2018. Dave Allen is a comedian. Tubes. I definitely want to take level in 2018. Well, if I'm allowed to, that is. Sitting down here planning away. Wouldn't mind having Dave Allen back on the channel. Have you ever made and shared your own pound for pound? Pound for pound? No, I haven't. I should do, really, shouldn't I? The pound for pound guy that I had as number one, he's retired. The other guy should be. The pound for pound guy I had my pound for pound number one fighter, and that was before he fought Kovalev. Yeah, he was my number one. Oh, Tyson versus Bellew versus Price. Nice. That'd be nice, right? Scouse Busters. I like that one. I have it on good authority that Rio Ferdinand is. Oh dear. There's another conversation. Rio Ferdinand. Rio, I love you, man, as a footballer. You have absolutely no business being in the boxing ring. And from what, in my personal opinion, from what I've seen, there's no way that from the videos I've seen of you hitting them pads February to make a professional debut. No, I'm sorry. 2 years good work at least, and really good hard sparring before you go anywhere near a professional boxing ring, son. I mean, I don't proper gimmick, and this is where people can get seriously hurt. You don't play boxing. I don't. And Ferdinand can be very as determined as he wants. feels he can be, but he hasn't got it. I'm sorry. When you have to teach a man how to throw a jab, you're teaching a man how to throw a jab, and teach him how to throw a right hand, and you're telling me, well, it's less than 6 months ago, you're telling me that this man to fight? So, if between now and February he gets knocked out in sparring, what are you going to do? You're going to still push the fight through for February? To have before you enter the ring, you've got to. You can't just be pussyfooting around and just ads, and you've got to have hard sparring. You know, like before I would fight, hard sparring, you do all the push-ups in the world, all the sit-ups, all the pad work. It was just a must. You just have to do it. You have to be in a position where you're getting hit. You know, you're feeling punches. It's live coming at you, and all them things you practice when you're rolling, practicing, you're catching shots, or countering or slipping. But you're doing it in a situation where you've got a guy coming on to you hard sparring. What I used to get was when guys came from other clubs. You'd go to other clubs for sparring. Or what we had is that guys came to our gym and sparred with us. They were preparing for fights, and you were preparing for fights. The one thing you both had in common is you're both gonna fight, but you didn't know one another from Adam. You didn't know the person until you got in the ring. Then you got some respect for them after the sparring session. Their trainer would be in the other corner saying what they wanted them to do. Okay, well, you know, I'm the taller guy, you're the shorter guy. You're gonna try and get inside, outside. So, and there you go. The battle lines are drawn right there. Bell goes, round one. Guy comes at you, and you know he's coming for you. His job is to try and take your head off. It's to stop him from doing that. There has to be that sort of has to happen for Rio Ferdinand. He has to be in that situation in some hard sparring sessions. Someone has to clout him on the chops. Someone's going to have to hit him on the chin. Yeah, with on the chin, what happened? He fell down like a sack of potatoes. You remember that fight, Freddie Flintoff? Expect it to be worse than that. I mean, when you're showing a man how to throw a jab and to throw a right hand, and this guy is in 6 months is going to be a pro boxer. There's some things you just can't teach. I'm sorry. It's going to end up. And you know what? I'll tell you now. Let me tell you something. If it was you or I, because he might have taken the money if it was me. If it were, look, imagine a situation. Pick a guy down the street, any random guy down the street, yeah. Experiment. We're gonna experiment with this guy and see how long it takes for you to see if you can actually become an area champion, yeah. So you take this guy off the street and say, Richie, would you train him? I bet say, no, mate. What am I training for? He's got no experience. Tell him go have some amateur fights and let's see what he looks like then. But no Rio. No. Because Rio doesn't have to do the amateur game, does he? Rio doesn't have to do the white collar boxing, does he? No, he doesn't have to do all that. It's okay. Don't worry. Coach his t-shirt on and get some nice crisp new pads, and I'll do some diagrams on the wall, and I'll show you how to throw a jab, and you throw a jab, and you throw a right hand, and to me talk waffling with you is going to get you ready for professional boxing. What? I can't believe the British Boxing Board of Control are even sanctioning this at the moment. Because if he gets hurt in the ring, And I know somebody pretty close who came from the world of celebrity, went into the world of boxing, ATFO. Yes. I still see that person up to today. And that image is still in my mind of them being laid unconscious, being laid out flat, and being dragged out of the ring. And, you know, do some boxing. I mean, you just don't do some boxing. So I'm sorry. Ferdinand is rich, crazy dude. LOL. Mikey will be much more lower level than even Camacho. Well, no, I think they're talking about getting him a title fight. Woodall said he wants Rio to fight Masnick. Are you having a joke, are you? He done okay for a footballer. Rio should learn from him. Yeah. Is it me, or have people stopped talking about Carl Frampton? Yes, he lost the rematch at Leo Santa Cruz, but why? 2018. He only comes up in boxed hangouts. Well, because one is because I'll give you one of the reasons. Reason number one is this: a lot of the people who were backing Carl Frampton to beat Leo Santa Cruz in the rematch, it's small. Frampton and his team talked a whole heap of crap about Leo Santa Cruz being predictable, one-paced, and blah blah blah. Frampton got outboxed that night. I said this would happen. He had a lot of personal issues. The rematch will put it right, and he put it right. And what a way he put it right! Frampton wasn't even at the races, so yeah. And I think a lot of people have kind of they don't care as much for Frampton now. People like the gravy train when the guy's unbeaten. As soon as the guy loses that unbeaten record, you know, he loses his fan base with it. And they're not real fan base, they're fickle fans. Still sitting on that BT Sports chair every day, you won't want it. This boxing lock. Yeah, his ass needs to be off that chair. He needs to forget his football friends. He's talking to Ronaldo. He's fighting in February. He is a knockout waiting to happen. And a bad knockout waiting to happen. You know, when you talk about knockouts of 2018, he's going to be up there. Woodhall probably meant a Masnet. He knows up the local public burn them. Woodhall is the type of trainer who'll pussyfoot around Rio. He'll do training on Rio's terms and conditions. It's disastrous. He'll go in unprepared after hitting a few pads and sparring partners go easy. Frampton, no surprising there. That's exactly what I said about Woodhall. I didn't read this. This is what Mikey's saying. Rio is so tall, he'll go straight forward. I can picture him now going straight back in straight lines with his chin in the air. It's going to be ugly. Challenge in a tyro nurse. Yeah, it's making a mockery of that. Is what you call making a mockery of the sport. Some charity fights versus Michael Owen and Chris Sutton. Rio's a pecker man. He might smack up a bum. LOL. Yeah, smacking which pecker man you know? You have to teach him how to throw a jab. Which pecker man you know have to you have to show him how to throw a right hand? Did you see Rio Ferdinand trying to throw a left jab? He's been watching boxing for years, and my man don't know how to throw a left jab. And all the boxing friends he's got, they never show him how to throw a left jab. But Woodhall, the wizard of Woodhall. Woodhall makes me sick. Like, he really does. Because you know what? The thing that makes me sick about Woodhall is that I don't think he'd do it for anybody else. But because it's Rio Ferdinand, it's attached to that stardom. And that's wrong. Rio's going to get slaughtered. The blood will be on the board. It will be. They will try and match him against worst journeyman. It don't matter about worst journeyman. That chin gets clipped. We know. Look what they did with Freddie Flintoff. Right? That guy was. Who was that guy that Freddie Flintoff fought anyway? Who was he? And he still dropped Flintoff. A journeyman has likely been boxing 15 to 20 years and they've learned every inch about the sport and know they are boxing. They will destroy her. It's better Rio fights a guy that's never boxed before. That won't. He's going to have to find a guy that's worse than himself. But he looked terrible. And I don't see, the thing is, another thing that, okay, you know, we have the most important thing is, for me, the best analogy to give you this is, at the moment, to me, it looks like Rio Ferdinand is building his house on sand. And do you know what I mean by this? I mean that storm and the sea being punches, hard punches, yeah? And doing pad work and get himself fit and going for long runs and doing lots of skipping. Yeah, that's house, the nice house. It looks good and nice windows and solar powered this and brilliant garage, and it's got all the remote control house and all the rest of it. Yeah, it's even got a bat cave to it. But when the storm comes in their house, see, I would rather have seen some clips of Rio Ferdinand taking some heavy blows and giving something back. I said, okay, all right, you're making me more believer. This guy is not taking a piece and not doing a celebrity shit. He's serious about this. Talk about you're going to be serious. I want to see something serious. I want something to make me a believer, to make me believe that I'm all for a man wanting to go and achieve his dreams. Try and delude me, or don't try and hopes up for something that's just not possible. I mean, what is going to happen is this. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you this. Chin, and he sees stars. Things are going to happen, Rio Ferdinand. Number one, he'll revert back to type, whatever type is. Right? And that means that forget what Woodhull taught him. He'll just do what on the chin, or two, he'll fall over and not get up. That's it. I'm sorry. I don't think you'd do it for any novice. The Dawson guy was unknown. Zero footage, and when he touched Clint Flintoff with the lead left and he dropped him, that was a total con. That's what I said to you. You will face guys on debuts, or maybe some guys drugged on the streets with fake boxing records. Well, that's what it's going to be. It will be Rio versus novice. They'll go life and death, and Rio will be get to put out cold. That's you see. Whoever listen, he's going to be very unpopular by the corporate sponsors. Got a dream. Woodhall should be embarrassed for letting this happen. He's doing it for his own image and publicity to say he coached a sporting legend. Key, sporting. Woodhall for this. I cannot forgive. I'm sorry. I just can't forgive. I think it's an absolute embarrassment. Allowing it to happen is even more embarrassing. But you think if Ferdinand were to get if he were to get seriously injured, what would be the board's excuse? He had no amateur pedigree, right? He was learning how to throw a jab in what July, August? When's the press conference come out? July, August, September? Okay, let's say July. He was learning how to throw a jab, unless that was footage that was taken way before then. Don't. Come on, man. Listen. If I could see Richie Wood, I'll ask him one question, mate. How much did they pay you? Because you wouldn't do it for any novice. You know he wouldn't do it for any novice. That's what gets me stinking mad. It's not like he's done it with like 4 or 5 novices we didn't hear of before, and Rio Ferdinand was one. If you'd done it first, and did one title or something, and he'd done that, I'd say, all right, fine. You know what? He's not doing it for the money or the glory. He's doing it because he genuinely wants to do it. No, this one is an absolute money grab, blatant money grab. And why should our sport I say our. Why should our sport be made a mockery of? Or I'm going to take it seriously. Well, if you were going to take it seriously, why didn't you have some amateur bouts first? Seriously, why didn't you have a white collar fight? If you were going to take it seriously, why didn't you do the things necessary to be taken seriously? Hitting a couple of pads will teach you how to throw a jab. It's not taking the sport seriously. It's taking the sport for a flipping joke. Well, if we had said, look, you know what? I would like to turn pro, but let me look. You know who I've got more respect for? James Helder. James Helder went and had a boxing match. He never boxed before, and he took an amateur bout, and it was in the Bethnal Green. Big respect for Helder for doing that. Do you know what I mean? Because he got in the ring and he did it. You know, you could take him more seriously. And seriously, like a couple of amateur bouts. Do it behind closed doors. Nobody needs to see you when they're amateur bouts. Do it behind closed doors. Go out to another country like Slovakia or something like that and have a couple of fights. Underground, take a couple of fights, see what you can do, and then come out and say, you know what? And if it is discovered that you were trying to do some underground fights on the low, and it was discovered, you say, well, you know what? I want to take this sport seriously. What's going on? And I didn't want it to be a publicity thing. So when I turned pro, I already had something under my belt. Do you understand? If you'd done that, I'd have had a bit more respect for him. But when I heard he's going to turn pro, and then I saw them clips of him and Woodhall, this? What the hell is this? What the hell is this? To be safe from himself, Ferdinand. I'm sorry. Just think, Ingram, when Rio is in there and gets hit back, he'll never revert to type and start swinging on instinct. That'll leave him wide open, and inexperience will show. Gonna be disastrous. Circus true. Rio has been hitting a few pads of Hay and Joshua and thinks, this is the shit that I'm talking about. It reminds me of when Lesnar joined the UFC. It was well known, and sparring partners said they weren't allowed to clip him whack because Brock would panic and didn't want it to dent his confidence. When Lesnar got in the octagon, they hoped for the best. This will be the same with Rio. This is it for boxing fans, and state of affairs. Very sad state of affairs. Personally, if I want to be taken seriously, I don't want to be on BT Sports commentating on football. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be anywhere near football. I should be locked behind closed doors. Nobody sees my face. You don't want to see me around a Ronaldo or around this person. No, I'm gonna box. I can lose my life doing this. It's like no joke thing. Does he think he's Roy Jones? That he's gonna do a bit of basketball and then box afterwards? No, no, sir. You can't even throw a jab properly. You need every second of every minute of every hour of every day disaster. Because I'm sorry. Flip. Oh my dear me, dearie me. Sorry. I am so sorry. And the people around Rio look, if you really want to have a fight that bad, go and have some amateur fights, mate. Wear head guard, have some amateur fights. Do you know what that's like? That's like me, who's never played any, like, I may have, like, kicked a ball once or twice in my local park, yeah? That's like me, yeah? And then I'm going to make a debut for Manchester United. No, better still. That's like, yeah, there's a good idea. That's like Anthony Joshua, yeah? Taking 6 months to prepare to go and play for Manchester United, and he's going to play up front. He's going to be Man United's new defender. League. You know it's not going to end up well. You know it's not going to end up. The more I think about it, the more I get mad, and I'm going to stop talking about it. And he's fighting, yeah, and he's fighting at cruiserweight. Those guys are coming down from heavyweight, cruiserweights. Yeah, because there's lots of them around. There's lots of them around. Just think as well, Rio's brain has never been taken punishment like he's going to take one shot and his life could be gone. This is the level of danger we're talking about. That's what I'm saying. This is serious shit. This is serious shit. I can't believe more people are not talking about this. Tony G says it's a joke, man. If Rio was serious, he'd hire an experienced trainer for at least a year, then take amateur bouts in his course of fair. Yeah. And I'm glad you said an experienced trainer. Let me think. Who would I have to train Rio Ferdinand in the UK? And I'd have confidence in. Flip. Don Charles. Don Charles would be a better fit for Rio Ferdinand. Don Charles would be a better fit for Rio Ferdinand. I might be saying that, but Don Charles is better for Rio Ferdinand. I think Don Charles could get a hell of a lot more out of Rio Ferdinand than Richie Woodhall could do. Yeah, that's proper celebrity coaching. Don Charles doing it. Yeah, when Rio does get knocked out the ball, we'll have to answer some serious questions. I think the ball's still going to be around after what if Tyson on December 11th gets the decision that he wants legally. What the board's going to have to stand on afterwards. Right. I'm going to come to the end of the show soon. Now, has anybody got any thoughts before I end the show tonight? And honestly, you mentioned Don Charles. It says a lot that even Don wouldn't take on Rio because he knows the dangers it holds. Obviously, money means more to Richie Woodhall than you're looking for. Your reputation get destroyed all in one night. Stick a boxing UFC and vice versa. They probably get their asses handed to them. So what's going to happen to a footballer? Oh dear. Lockett would be good. No chance. I like Gary Lockett, but no. 0-45-1. Careful. 46 fights has lost. Or 45 fights. I've got more experience than Rio Ferdinand's have had. That guy's had 45 fights. Yeah? I don't know. I really don't know who you're going to match Rio Ferdinand with. This is a guy, let me remind you, this is a guy's been being taught how to throw a jab. Reminder, this is a guy has been taught how to throw a jab. You teach an amateur that walks to the gym and on the first day it says, I want to know how to box. And why no one's called him Woodhall and asked him yet, I don't know. Because I'd call him and I'd ask him straight. His image ain't tainted. His image is already tainted. His image is already tainted. How badly tainted it's going to be. Do you know what? So it's funny. I think John Terry would make a better boxer than Rio Ferdinand. Not being funny. I think John Terry would make a better boxer than Rio Ferdinand. Would make a better boxer than Rio Ferdinand. Sorry. So I'm sorry. I can't subscribe to that crap, man. Right. So 2018. Let's talk about 2018 for a second. So people want more live interviews. We can do that. People said they like. There's an idea I'm thinking about. He's brave. Adrian versus Rio. Also, not just Woodhall, those advising Rio and his family should be put ashamed of themselves. This is a pitiful joke. Top mockery. This is a top mockery of sports. So let's talk a bit about BWTM Sports 2018. Well, one of the things I want to do for BW 2018, I would like to see in 2018 is more coverage. More coverage, not just of boxing, sport in general. So I'd like to see more coverage of more sport. This one. So I'd like to see more coverage of sport. If I'm able to convince those people behind BWTM Sports, if after negotiation, I'd like to see is I would like to see where people, if they want to know the truth, can come to our channel. When people want to know what the real backstory is, they come to our channel. If somebody wants to really know about somebody, if they want to know, if they really want an insightful interview, they come to our channel. That's the crowd 2018 going forward. When you unbox Nation, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Box Nation. It's about BWTM Sports. I'm telling you, it's about BWTM Sports. And what else would I like to see? A studio for 2018. Studio interviews. The live phone-ins. That's going to be a realistic thing in 2018. Man, I want, there's some things. Zach Adams put in his place. Listen, no, Adam does a mouth-watering job. I wouldn't want Adam Smith's job. No, I want BWTM Sports. That's the job I'd want, not Adam Smith. 2018, high quality videos, good content, better interaction with fans, a proper channel for the people. I've got some ideas of how we're going to get the people together in 2018. The most ludicrous thing I've ever heard, the most stupid thing. This is a side subject, but I've heard somebody say on YouTube, "I'm not doing this for views." If you're not doing it for views, you don't do then you're deluded in what you're doing. Why you put it on YouTube is for people to watch the video. Views, that's the dumbest thing I've heard somebody say. I'm not doing this for views. Come on. If you're not doing it for views, then what are you doing it for? If nobody's viewing your shit, then why are you filming it? I love Adam though. You need to have someone to moan about. You got to have someone to moan at. And as long as Adam Smith remains at Sly Sports, as long as he remains at Sly Sports, it's a downhill. My job easier, or makes my job easy in terms of finding ways to. We don't do this for views, really? Come on. I was actually referring to IFL, to be honest. Well, if you don't do it for views, why are you doing it? So just say that don't make sense. No, you're doing it for views, but you're not going to get many views. If, on the other hand, I've said I'm not doing it for views, I said I'm not doing this for views to be popular. I'm doing this and stating it as I see it. So people say do things for views, to not rock the boat. I say things to speak the truth. There's a difference. But when you just come out and say we're not doing it for views, yep, you're doing it for views. Many views. Oh, that's it. So it is what it is. But I just thought I'd mention that and say that. So 2018, hopes for 2018. If we double what we've done in 2017, 2018, I think we'd do well. If anyone wanted to take up boxing, it's a free world. I've got nothing wrong with somebody to take up the sport of boxing, but know what you get your shit into. I'm not saying it, but why do we need to know about it that he's turning pro? Why do we need to know about it? Why doesn't he just have an amateur bout first? Ingrid Genuine, thank you very much, Tony G. If you're not doing it for views, you're lying to yourself. Views equals success. Why wouldn't you want success and interaction? I don't know. Ask the people that say that. But just listen carefully to the donuts that say shit like that. Just listen to them. And you just know when they're saying it. Ask yourself that question after that. 2018 has been a great year for you, Ingram. Has it? I ain't got there yet. Damn it. I mean, we ain't got there yet. But if you're saying 2017 has been a great year, it's been a great comeback year. And the best thing is still ain't yet to come yet. We still haven't got to where we need to for 2017. Hopefully we can end it. If you think about where we were in 2017, end of 2017, I believe Baylor TV boxing channel got shut down. Do you remember that? They were like, the emergence of BWTM sports. Good. Says true, and we don't need to know about Rio's debut. No, we don't need to know about Rio's debut. Let him go and have a fight, couple of fights, amateur fights, and then come back and talk to us about it. And can Kel win a title at light middleweight? What title? Yeah, we know. Title of what? He ain't winning no title. I understand is he got smashed in one eye, smashed in the other eye. Like, why would you want to come back and box again? Don't get it. And now he's going to get smashed harder. Stronger than him now. Nah, sorry, don't see. He ain't doing shit in light middleweight. You get knocked out at light middleweight. That's what's happening to Kell Brook. 28 has been an incredible year for Ingram. He's rolling. Big things are coming for Ingram. Boxing people can see. Horn versus oh god. I hope Cochran kicks Horn's ass. Oh yeah. I remember everyone laughing and writing him off this time last year, but he knew what was in the works, and look at him now, incredible. Yet, we're not done yet. Done. Oh my lord! Oh my lord! Oh my lord! I'll only say this much. Martin Luther King once said, "Free at last! Free at last! Thank God Almighty! Free at last!" And I think those words will be the words. I'll give you a hint as to where I am in 2017. If there wasn't a Justice League 17, then let's put it this way, that is what I see for 2018. It's time to meet new faces. It's time to grow, expand. It's time to flex the muscles and see what we really can do. How big could it be? Just think for a second. You know, 10, 12 people, BWTM, news, entertainment, media. Could you imagine? Oh, could you imagine? And this is one man taking a lot of the brunt for the BWTM sports. Imagine. Just imagine. You know, maybe a man of the people, a controversial character. That'd be fun. And then the whole recruitment process. That'd be fun. I think that'd be real fun. Don't you think it'd be fun? Could you imagine getting international interviews, insights, different new angles, different sports? Man, that has got you listening. I can. Do you see the people? I mean, I'd love to share lots more, but it's just tiring at the moment. It's really tiring. But I know you want more. We're going to deliver more for you. We're going to deliver more for you. It's time. It's time. Delays Tyson any longer. Tyson shoots shit out of UCAD after the loss of earnings. If Leon Cameron fights for the European champ, you could be going to Italy with the team. I wouldn't be so sure of that. Love hearing the old school fighters. Great insight in the game. It is. It's been fun. It's been fun. This is better than home, and no place is better than home. And you've learned a lot, but there's no place better than home. People can value you is when they see how great you really can be. Value is a big thing. Value, respect, and you know, a great team, proven journalists, character and personality. Those would be a great. Should be a crack. It should do. It would be indeed. I think it's been a great fight. Really looking forward to it. You know, Groves. I don't know about Groves. If one side I look at it and think, you know what, he's the guy. He's been there and seen it and done. He's got the quality. He's got the punching power. He can win this tournament. Groves is an older guy now. He's past his best, and Eubank could be catching him at the right time. There's those two-sided things. You said you fell out with Russell. Can you still get interviews with Dennis? I just, truth be told, person of principles, good people, good personality. When a trustworthy, good person walks, you ask yourself the question why. Value. It comes back down to value, and I'll say that much. And you see, in life, our true colours always come out and show for so long. But then the truth comes out. And truth always comes out. Truth always comes out. But I tell you one thing now. I'd rather be around in a room full of people that I could trust and were honest and were genuine than a room full of people that were backstabbing, backbiting, lying, or Why would you? Why would a person want to put themselves in a position? I'm not accusing anybody of that. Home is it's best to be at home. But it's been fun and I've appreciated it. So no, I just going. You call it just going in a different direction. That's all. Um, I guess I've got no. I think Dennis is a great guy and would love to have him on the channel again. So whenever there's opportunity, we'll talk to Dennis again. Too many people have become. I think more the case of why not invest energy in your own stuff. Quite honestly, I think that this year has shown me, and I think the turning point for me is when talking to Asgard. I think that was the turning point for me. When we talked to Asgard, he told us BWTM, the effect BWTM has had. When I hear about the 70 young people, or over 70 young people are going to be that have a gym today, they leave the gym. You know, I hope that our influence will help those young people find a new gym, and Asgard doesn't have to separate from those young people. Move forward, stuff like that. I want to be talking about. You know, there's so many channels will talk about Mayweather and Wilder and Joshua and boxing. That's a part of boxing. It's a minute part of boxing. So it's very important, and I'll keep talking about self-worth. Can you get Tyson on next time? Great character. Look, I've got Tyson Fury's number, but I'm not going to ring him. Oh man, I just, you know what? In time. But I'm in no rush to stick a camera up in Tyson's face. You know what I mean? I just want to see the guy get himself into shape. I just want to see him do well. That's what I really want to see him come back and do well. Too many people have become fake under the spell of promoters and press passes, knowing them. No. Good word. Something though. You'd never believe it. I was actually meant to be at Groves versus Cox. Bet you didn't know that. And also approved. I bet you didn't know that. But I couldn't make it in the end. But that's something. That's interesting. I don't believe he has. You helped get Sunderland's name out there. Little things mean a lot to a fighter. It's suicide if he leaves Peter and gets a new trainer, perhaps Dominic Ungle, but anyone else. No way. I don't think it'll happen. I think he'll go back to Peter. I think he's just getting himself in shape, and then he'll go back to Peter. I hope. I pray. I do. Yeah. So 2018. If things go the way, if they will, this is going to be the best year. Period. Best year, without a shadow of a doubt. So now it's about launching the station, um, launching the station, and then really getting out there and really making a name for ourselves. Worth nothing. Peter's having a little time out of boxing until the new year. Good for Peter, so he should. Name your top 3 UK trainers. Don Charles, 1, and we're struggling after that. Booth, definitely not convincing Gallagher. Um, definitely not Caldwell. Um, oh, we are struggling. Maybe let's see what Jamie Moore can do as a trainer. Yeah, Peter Fury, absolutely. Absolutely, Peter Fury's up there. So Peter Fury number 1, 2, and the rest. I mean, you'd put Adam Booth up there simply because of where he's been and what he's done, but he's messed a lot of fighters up for me. Andy Lee when he fought Billy Joe Saunders, he gave Hay a wrong game plan when he fought against Klitschko. No, sorry. So yeah, Booth is 3, and that's just to fill the number 3 gap. Chris Aston, yeah, he's a good trainer. Yeah, Chris Aston. Said that Joshua Wilder may get defeated before they get a chance to face each other as undefeated champions. Who do you think might be the fighter or fighters to upset the apple cart? It's them on the chin cleanly. It's as simple as that, really. You know, you think that Joshua was out on his feet in the 5th round, backed out on him. There's vulnerability around the chin already, so it's just a matter of who's brave enough to land it and follow through. Joshua is going to be so. So, good evening, David. Hope you're well. Turn of Tyson Fury and BWTM 2.0. It's coming, baby. Happy to support. Thank you very much. Good evening, David. I hope you're well. So, I think that's where we're at. Guys like Peter Fury and Chris Aston, proper old school guys. Tyson is king of them all. Yeah, well, the Tyson Fury that boxed Klitschko, that Tyson Fury. I don't know what Tyson Fury we're going to get, and until he gets back in that ring, Tyson. Right, I'm going to come to end this this show now on the channel. It was nice, enjoyed it. Camera working more. This bloody old laptop. Yeah. Little chat. As always, for your support, it's much appreciated. Camera sorted, that'll be good. Tomorrow night, our Eastern European with our good friend Eugene. Still got to catch up with Abel Sanchez. What's his name's trainer? What's his name? Tunde Jai. Spoken to Tunde in a while. So Tunde Jai, the trainer of Anthony Yard, will be on the channel as well. We've got Peter Quillen. Oh, I'm looking forward to talk to Peter Quillen. Yes, I didn't know me and his cousin are really good friends that hang out together all the time. Quillen, well, he's following me now on Twitter, so that's a start. So we'll have Peter Quillen on the channel and a few others. So fight. How special we're going to find it when he fights one of my favorite fighters, Lamont Peterson. So it's going to be a good fight, that is. Definitely. I think that's about it, people. Yeah. Yeah, good time of Yard's next fight next weekend. Yes, I've got Tunde's number. I've got to give him a call. I'll have to give Glenn McCrory a call as well, see how Glenn's doing, speak to him. Good old Glenn McCrory. I like Glenn. McCrory, I think he's one of the most wonderful guys there are in boxing. I like him. A lot of time for Glenn McCrory. A lot of time for Glenn McCrory. So yeah, right. I'm out of here. Thank you all so much for watching. Back on the camera. I think we should do. I think I should do a couple more of these camera videos. What do you think? Right. I'm out of here. Evening or good morning or good afternoon. Video. It's good to be back on camera. Thanks for watching.